This video I will focus on preparation necessary for creation of the pact with Demon Queen Lilith. Pact with such powerful entity is something you should take seriously and with consideration. In order to prepare for a pact, you first should be able to hear and feel spirits to a certain extent and communicate with them. You should also previously have a relationship with the spirit in question, and at the top of that you should be willing to sacrifice that which stands in the way of achievement of your goals. Pact with demon is not a one-way street. Pact is more like a collaboration. It is a union of you and a demon to achieve goals which you laid out in the pact. In order for those goals to be achieved, you will be obligated to sacrifice that which stand in front of your goals, as well as listen to the advice of the demon with who you created the pact. On external level, pact making binds an external force, non-corporeal external force, to help you to achieve and obtain the goals you want. Let's for a little bit concentrate and contemplate on what it means. It means that you are entering into union with primordial force older than the physical universe itself, and you are compelling that primordial force, in this case Demon Queen Lilith, to help you in obtainment of your goals. So acts such as this shall be taken and should be taken with deep understanding in mind on what you are doing. So I am not recommending pact making to anybody who is like a beginner. In order to make a pact with any force, in this case Lilith, you need to be aware of the consequences. What will happen in case you disrespect your pact or try to evade your terms? Now, in case you evade your terms and evade your promise to the Lilith, consequences can range from minor unpleasant accidents to death and torture in the realms beyond. So, depending on the seriousness of the pact, consequences will vary. So, death and torture in the realms beyond are reserved only for the people who tried to trick dark powers in a serious manner, completely evading the terms of their pacts, which were very heavy and serious. Now, pact can be really small. For example, you can make a pact in which you give demon few offerings, make few videos, and demon do something for you. But long-term pacts, which are those I am talking about, are the ones in which you literally bind yourself to a contract in which you are obligated to open within the self the gateway which corresponds to the demonic force, and in return demonic force grants you a request you desire. So let's examine what happens right now on internal level when you create a deep demonic pact. Now, we already talked about how on external level you actually compel external spiritual force to fulfill your request. But on internal level, what happens is that within your soul, gateway which corresponds to that entity is opened, and that allows the chosen entity, in this case Demon Queen Lilith, to work and influence the world around you through your soul. Now, it won't influence your conscious behavior and your physical actions. It will actually reprogram your energy body to make it a vessel through which the spirit will influence the external world. And that's actually what happens when you create a serious pact with entity which opens internal gateways within the soul which correspond to that entity. So now, when we are aware what happens on external level and what happens on internal level, we need to talk about specifically how we can prepare and should prepare for such a serious act of dedication to Demon Queen Lilith and our goals. Now, we first should have in mind what are things Queen Lilith can learn us, teach us, and give us. She corresponds to sexually and predatory impulses of the human nature. She also corresponds to the hidden house of Saturn, which means that he is able to give hidden wisdom and knowledge to the individual. She is also an empress, and in her imperial or royal aspect, she can also give considerable monetary benefit to the individual. But the greatest gift she can give is alchemical transmutation into something higher than a human, something older than a human and more chaotic and primordial. So I advise only those who want alchemical transmutation and transfiguration of the soul in the image of primordial darkness to enter such a serious covenant with Lilith. I do not advise making pact of this nature for mundane and materialistic pursuits, because this can lead to undesirable consequences due to the nature of Lilith's essence. She doesn't like to be used. She wants to teach, she wants to empower, and she wants to transfigurate through the means of sexuality and psychic vampirism. So in order for us as a practitioners to prepare for such a pursuit, we first and foremost need to engage in psychic vampirism daily, need to understand the function of our sexuality, spiritually and physically, and need to be able to experience and be prepared for the transformative events which will happen after the pact is created. So, in order for this preparation to take place, we need to work daily with Lilith and many of spirits associated with her, such as demonic queen Nama, demonic queen Agrad Batmalat, and Aeshet Zenui. Also, in order for us to prepare for such a pact, working with Samael and other masculine adversarial entities also is recommended. So, after we finished working with masculine adversarial entities, and after we daily worked with Lilith and practiced psychic vampirism extensively, and realized potential of our sexuality, physically and spiritually, then we should pass through series of transformative alchemical rites which will prepare our soul to enter into this lifelong communion with Lilith, which will change us forever. I am making those videos to encourage people to enter this communion, but please do not enter it for wrong reasons, and be aware what you are doing, because if you are not aware, consequences can be severe.